What should you do before you start wholesaling real estate? Guys, it's Rick Ginn here, and I'm going to give you a checklist of things you need to consider and do before you actually get started in your wholesaling real estate journey. But before I get into it, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button to continue to receive the best information on wholesaling today. So let's talk about it. Rick, what kind of list are you going to go through? Actually, it's not the typical list you think I'm going to go through. I'm not going to tell you to get your LLC in order and go open up your bank accounts. No, I'm going to make it much simpler than that, but you have to understand how this works. So the biggest challenge with wholesaling is everybody agrees it's a phenomenal idea. I've never met go, wow, that's a terrible idea. No, it's a phenomenal idea. The true money, the true success in wholesaling comes down to your level of execution, okay? So execution is the art of putting something in place and making it work. This is the hardest part of wholesaling. And if you understand that up front, you'll do better in your outcome to be a successful wholesaler. See, so many people want to talk about the idea and the final output. And a lot of people mud over the execution to be a successful wholesaler. So instead of you just winging it, I want you to plan your execution plan. I don't want a business plan. Business plans are for, I shouldn't say college graduates because business plans are ideas, okay? Execution plan is what steps are you going to take to make sure your business is successful? And you need to make it particularly the wholesaling. And it's real simple. This plan is you got to start with something and then it will shape and evolve as you move on. But if you don't start out with a plan, you're going to completely wing it and it's going to be a disaster. So you have to build your execution plan among the three functions of wholesaling, okay? Marketing, acquisitions, and dispositions. Now, those are the three phases of executions of wholesaling. Now you have to break through and you have to define what your role is going to be in each one of them. How much do you plan, how much time, how much money do you plan on spending on each of these sectors, and who's responsible for what in your company? And be honest with yourself. If you are a solopreneur and you're doing everything, then just understanding it's your role. It will actually make you stronger in the long run because the more roles that you live in and you actually execute on, it will be easier for you to document your journey and teach other people to do it. So an execution plan has to be built among the three phases of wholesaling: marketing, acquisitions, dispositions. You can't go too deep in this plan. The more detail, the better. And that's how you want to start out being successful in wholesaling. Don't write a business plan. It's not going to work in wholesaling. The biggest problem in wholesaling is having people truly execute and follow through. I want you to build that plan, and that plan should be solidly consistent for 6 months to your first year, okay? And once you have the formula, you can make changes to it. It's okay. It's like not completely set in stone, but changes is either bringing in somebody to help you, spending more money, spending less money, or spending more time doing something. Guys, break it down. Go into real deep detail and explain how you're going to do it. Execution is the mother skill to be a successful wholesaler. Ideas and outcome are for anybody can talk about it. The person who's going to execute is going to dominate in wholesaling. So the next thing you have to do is you're going to have to take an honest financial assessment of yourself before you start wholesaling. Well, Rick, what do you mean by that? You first have to decide, am I coming of a place where I have funds available, and how much do I have available to commit to wholesaling? Or am I a 100% broke sweat equity guy or gal? And there's advantages to both of those. I got to be honest with you, a little bit of the secret here is that people have to do the sweat equity. Failure is not really an option, and they don't have another way out, and they tend to do it a little bit better, actually a lot better. Because failure is not an option to me, and they will grit and grind through it and get it done. Now, if you can take that sweat equity attitude and hustle and take some money to invest in your business, mostly into marketing, and you can put those two together, a lot of cool things can happen to business. The person who's just going to throw money at it, they typically don't know how the money works in wholesaling, and they will go through their money real quick. And then when they run out of money, they switch over to sweat equity, and then they have their aha moment. So if you're broke and you're doing sweat equity, awesome. You're in the right spot, because I find there's a higher success rate because you don't have the money to make the typical mistakes. Is it going to be harder? It's going to seem like it's harder in the beginning, but actually it'll be easier in the long run, because you'll understand how to make money without money. And that is one of the key executions of wholesaling. Okay. We don't buy properties to sit on and wait for them to appreciate. We're buying them today at deeply discounted prices to sell to cash buyers. And if you can do that without cash in the beginning, you'll understand the skill set. And then if you can amplify it with marketing dollars, you can really, really maximize your income. So make sure you do an honest financial assessment of where you are. And guys, you can't lie to yourself. Listen, if you're broke, that's fine. You got in the wholesaling to fix it. Understanding when you build your execution plan, there's not a lot of money to support some of the things that you would like to do. Remember, an execution list is not a wish list. It is a step-by-step instruction to get this business done. Now, make sure you do your financial assessment. Don't put your if you don't have money, do not take money that's going to put your family at complete risk, because you have to pay the mortgage or you have to pay the rent. And if you have a spouse, a girlfriend, or a significant other, make sure you involve them in this discussion and understand what's going to go on. There's nothing worse when you say you're not going to use any family money and then you're pulling out family money without someone knowing. It creates undue stress on you, the business, and your significant other. And for that reason, have an honest assessment where you're at. You can do it either way, but if you can admit to it, put it in writing and understand. If you got $500 to spend a month, stick to $500. Don't make it $1,500. Don't make it $5,000. And stick to a plan. If your plan was to go 6 months, $500 for this type of marketing avenue and everything else is sweat equity, that's part of your execution plan on marketing. So the next one is you've got to pick a platform, meaning you have to, if you're going to follow advice from someone. So if you choose to work with me and Zach at freewholesaling.com, dynamite. We got 25 years experience. I'll be happy to walk you through. And remember, we are active wholesalers doing a 7-figure business. And I have to tell you what works in my business. I'll tell you what doesn't work in my business. Now, it's not going to be identical, because all real estate is local. So you're going to have to make adaptations for your market. Some things work better than others. We're going to give you every option to do, and you choose what fits you the best. Okay. But if you choose to work with me and Zach, you want to choose somebody else, understand that you have to pick one platform. If you try to follow 4 and 5 people, especially in the beginning, you're just going to get frustrated and confused, and it's going to overwhelm you, and you're going to quit the business. That's not our goal here. That's not an execution. That's a failure. So pick one platform, go all in on it, and give it everything you got. And you just have to go in with a positive attitude. Do not go on the internet and go, I tried this, it didn't work. And you get about 50 to 100 people reply to you, and you have no idea if they're actually wholesalers or they're doing anything. Don't follow advice from unproven people. Pick one platform, go all in, and give it the time to get through it. And as you grow and you pick up more skills, then you can add different people to help you grow your business. But in the beginning, so many guys are trying to follow 5 or 6 people, and it's very confusing. To be honest with you, I don't even know who's for real or not on the internet anymore. It's very confusing. Everybody's a success. It's crazy. I'm not an overnight success. I took 20 years to be successful in this business, so I don't know how people are being successful in 3 to 4 months. There's people out there teaching you guys have done less than 5 deals. Okay? I've done thousands. Like, I've proven them. They're on record. Anybody guys want to vet me out, I'm happy to go over it with you. You can check me out in any market. I've been around a long, long time. So work with one platform. I prefer you work with me and Zach, freewholesaling.com. We go live 6 days a week, and I'm never going to let money come between you and me teaching you how to get wholesaling, especially your first 100 grand. Guys, here's the secret. Whatever platform if you choose, if it's free or if it's paid, you're going through the same journey. So you might as well find the person with the most experience, the person that's most passionate about this business, and someone who's been through multiple market cycles, as opposed to putting someone that just has millions of ads out there. It sounds really good. That's why they have a 95% failure ratio, and that's why me and Zach are trying to fix it. So go over to freewholesaling.com, and I'm going to save you 5 or 10 grand right off the bat, because I'm not going to charge you these ridiculous fees for such a basic skill set, and nor should you accept paying those kind of numbers. So It's really important. So the next one is you've got to now part of your once you get your execution plan up, you've made your financial assessment, you've picked your platform and you've committed to it. Now you got to go out and you got to start making contacts from day one. Like, do not wait on this one. So the first thing you do is reach out to a title company, find one you want to do business with that understands your type of business, which is wholesaling. And it's really important they understand that. See if they'll do assignment agreements, see if they do double closes, find out what they'll do, and find one that will work with you and actually be part of your team. You want to reach out and see if you can find a lawyer, particularly a probate lawyer, but usually they're going to be tied in with the title company. And I don't want you to call them off the bat, but as you work with your title company, a lot of them are owned by lawyers, so it is a natural fit to reach out to them and find out. The next one is you want to reach out to a CPA once you get started. You don't have to do it right off the bat, but as you start making money, you want to decide, go, listen, I don't want to be closing on stuff in my personal name. I want to put it in an LLC or a corporation. You need to get some professional advice on that. Don't take my advice. I am not a CPA, a lawyer, an accountant, or anything like that. So go out and get professional advice. Don't take it from me or anyone else that's not licensed in that field. So you need to know to make sure you pay your taxes, because as we make money in wholesaling, we don't really pay taxes till tax time comes due. And I don't want to surprise anyone. So as you get going and you make some money, set some money aside to speak to a CPA so you can figure out how to make sure you pay your taxes and how make sure you're getting your best bang for your buck, meaning you're able to deduct expenses to lower your tax liability. It's so important. So I'm going to my next favorite one, which is social media. So you're like, oh, I hear these guys, I'm going to just ramp up the social media. I'm going to get a ton of leads. Well, here's the problem. When you talk about social media, so many of you are used to being a social media consumer, meaning you look at it, you scroll. It doesn't matter if it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, dude, it goes on, LinkedIn, all of it goes on forever, is you have to switch and now become a producer and not a consumer. It's a completely different hat to wear, and you have to provide valuable content that the people you're targeting will actually embrace, utilize, and hopefully turn in the leads. And it's going to take an entire shift on how you look at social media. You can't just post on social media and expect a result. You actually have to work it with valuable content. You have to give a lot of stuff away for free. And then as you build up your audience, then you can make offers. And that's how you can pull in anybody on social media for a motivated seller, cash buyers, vendors you want to work with. But just don't go out there and say, you got a property to sell me, put it here. It takes more effort than that. So I need you guys on social media to switch from consumers to producers. And you will have to learn the skill set. You can get plenty of help out there, very free, if not very cheap help to help you market to it. Here's the problem with it, guys. Everybody's an expert. Find someone that's given somebody results that can prove it, and then try to duplicate their system. It's not rocket science. I promise you that. So, number 6, this is a big one. Number 6, it's like a long list. I think I lost count on it. Is you have to mentally get prepared to be successful in wholesaling. What do I mean by that? You got to get all your ducks in a row up here. Okay. You cannot be wavering while you get started in wholesaling. So if you guys, this is the first time you're hearing me, then great. If not, you guys know I'm going to beat this to death. Number 1, you got to have your why in wholesaling. Why am I doing this? If you don't have a strong why, it doesn't matter what you do. It ain't going to work. Okay. I got into wholesaling so I could free up time to spend with my family, because time is precious. Time goes by fast. And time is the only thing more valuable than money to me, okay? Because if I get time, I can spend it with my family. I love spending time. I love spending money. But without time, money's useless. And you've got to understand that. So I'm a little bit older. I can go ahead and tell you that with that. Next, after that, once you have a why, and you got a strong why, and I write it on my bathroom mirror, and it's got to be personal and near and dear to your heart. That way it resonates with your nervous system, and you will follow through and act to it. Okay. The next one is you have to have a belief, and your belief is wholesaling will help me accomplish this, this, and this. Wholesaling will allow me to become financially free and spend time with my family. I just need to locate people that have challenges with houses, find cash buyers to match them up, and then by me providing a solution, I can make a wonderful profit. That is your belief. Okay? Now, you all have different variations of the belief. And I'm fine with that. Okay? Here's where you have to strengthen your mind here. Okay? We've gone from why, which is the exciting part, and it really goes, okay, this is why I'm doing it. Then you go to your belief, like, yeah, I believe that. Now, you're going to go and execute your business plan. You are going to be attacked from every angle. I promise you. You're going to have spears, torpedoes. Like, it just feels like an endless world coming at you. And they're going to attack your beliefs, and they're going to make you question your why. You have to, in your mind, already have those things solved before you start wholesaling to be successful. Because if you have a plan B or I tried, you will fail at wholesaling. I'm here to tell you. I've watched so many people come and go in this business. The ones that have the why, the belief. The next one, how do you anchor in the belief to your why? It's called conviction. Conviction is a statement you make that no matter what you do to me, I'm going to follow through. And it's got to be strong. It's got to be powerful. And this is why you see people do like incredible obstacles, people that do enduring sports and stuff like that. They have conviction. And here's what I say in wholesaling is I'm going to go through in wholesaling. I'm going to get this done no matter what happens. I don't care how many people say no to me. I don't care if I have to make 100,000 phone calls. I don't care if I have to visit 400 people before I get my first appointment, before I get my first contract. I'm getting this done. This is my conviction. My conviction is backed up by my belief. My belief is pushed by my why. This is about mental preparation. All three, your why, your belief, your conviction, all prepares you to execute. And the minute people start shooting arrows at you and going, why don't you come back down here? It's safe down here. We'll get a paycheck twice a month and you don't have to put up with all that crap. Listen, I love you guys. I don't want to be constrained anymore. I don't want to be held down. Actually, I want you guys to come join me, but I'm going to prove my way. And when I get to the top, if you want to make a change, I want to help you lead to the top. That's how it works. So you've got to get your mind right, work your way through this progression. Most people skip the conviction part. And if you don't have a strong conviction, your belief is going to be shattered and your why will be destroyed. So fill in that conviction. Something just says, hey, listen, you're going to have to drag me off those phones before I finish these 1,000 cold calls. So a conviction is no matter what happens, I'm getting this done. And you won't waver. That's it. That's the difference between successful wholesalers and the ones that have a dream and they just give up because it got hard. I promise you the hard is coming. I'm giving you tools to be able to fight through the hard so you can make it through the other end. Okay? Life's not easy. You choose the path you want to do, but I promise you, if you take this path and you have strong conviction, you can do anything. I'm telling you, I'm living proof of it. I am not the brightest guy. I didn't get good on my SATs. I was a terrible student with ADHD, and look where I am now. It's all because I had a strong conviction, a belief, and a why, and I want you to do it too. Okay, the last one I saved, which is a big one, and nobody seems to talk about in this wholesaling, is you have got to lose your ego. Your ego's got to go out the window. I'm here to tell you, your ego is a survival mechanism put in your brain to keep you alive. But the problem in modern society, the ego really doesn't have a place for you, okay? Your ego is basically your subconscious. It always wants to be significant, and it wants to be recognized. And the idea is to try to always make you feel good in light of anything happening, okay? A lot of times your ego is wrong. So the reality is when your ego's fully engaged, you cannot receive information, you can't take constructive feedback, and you basically become very selfish. And if you can recognize your ego and recognize when you're doing it, just catch yourself when you're doing it. Because when your ego takes over, it's not a conscious decision, it's your subconscious mind, it's programming, and it is a survival mechanism to make you feel important, superior, and recognized. And in wholesaling, we have to do the opposite. We have to give that ability to our sellers to our cash buyers and all our vendors. If you take the ego spotlight, I promise you, it is going to take you out in this business. Get rid of your ego. Watch how your life changes. Your ego always wants you to be right. It wants you to be selfish. And for that reason, it only serves you. So when you're bragging to someone or you're telling someone how great it is, you're telling your seller what a great cash buyer you are, it doesn't serve the seller or the other people's interests. So if you check your ego, you're going to open up your receptors. You're going to hear information in. People are going to feel you're more present, and amazing things will happen in your life. By the way, this doesn't go for wholesaling. You put your ego in check, amazing things will happen in your life. A majority of the population cannot put their ego in check, and that's why you hear the ridiculous stuff you hear every day in your life. Now that you're aware of it and you understand how your ego works, meaning it triggers subconsciously without you even knowing it, once it starts, just stop it. So the minute you go, you want to one-up someone, that's a sign of an ego, check it and ask them, hey, how do you think we can do that better? Do the same thing with your sellers. Hey, listen, what do you think I can do to help you out with this situation? And once you do that, amazing doors, amazing opportunities open up. Guys, these are all the things you have to consider before you start wholesaling real estate. These are the things I want you to start with. So if you caught me halfway through the video or anything, go back from the beginning, start all the way in. This is an awesome video if you're just getting started out in wholesaling real estate. These are some of the key tips that I've learned over the 20 plus years of me getting in wholesaling. And I want to share my wisdom and my experience with you so you can have a better experience wholesaling and you can pass this down generation to generation. Guys, tell me what you think. Are you using these exact steps I'm giving you in your wholesaling business? And if not, tell me the ones that you would like to add to it. Guys, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button to continue to receive the absolute best information on wholesaling today. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.